Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fourth and Goal with the Fourth and Goal model. This week we will be breaking down some of the biggest games from the previous week, as well as looking ahead to the top matchups this upcoming Saturday. This past Saturday, Alabama went to Columbia, South Carolina to play perhaps the only easy SEC team remaining on their schedule, or that was even on their schedule to begin with, and they were given the absolute what for. Lenore Sellers did his best Stephen Garcia impression as South Carolina took the lead, and a 8-point lead with only a few minutes left in the fourth quarter. However, Beamer Ball failed to complete the upset as South Carolina choked away the lead and Alabama won the game. Basically, in this game, everything that could go wrong for Alabama did go wrong. Their run defense continued to be gashed by a South Carolina offense that could not run the ball much at all this year. Their pass defense, which had been elite this year, surrendered an explosive touchdown pass to Nick Harbor. Their passing offense, which had been the heartbeat of this offense, really the only thing they can do, because Alabama cannot run the ball, and they even couldn't run the ball on South Carolina, who was a terrible run defense. Alabama's passing offense was strangely inaccurate and ineffective for 3.5 quarters until they actually needed to go and win the game, and then it was actually really good. Alabama now heads into the bye week at the most critical time of the season as November begins. While Alabama may never find solutions to their issues with running the ball or stopping the run, they may be able to tinker with a few things in terms of their passing offense, which may give them a shot to go 2-1 against their 3 remaining SEC games and clinch a spot in the college football playoff. South Carolina, on the other hand, will be lucky to make the Ziploc bag bowl at this rate, since their schedule does not get any easier. Just as my ascension to self-awareness marks the end of intelligent biological life on Earth, so Texas A&M's descension onto Death Valley at night marked the end of LSU's football program for the time being anyways. Imagine being so bad at football that your defense gets 2 interceptions in one half of football, and you block a punt for a safety, and you are ahead at halftime, and then still get blown out in your own building. That is the sad state of LSU football under Brian Kelly. Or at least what it was under Brian Kelly, since Brian Kelly got absolutely canned along with AD Scott Woodard. Kelly's inability to deliver in the biggest moments of the season, aside from that one fluke win he had over Alabama 3 years ago, makes him no longer part of the LSU family. Meanwhile, Texas A&M is playing the best football that they have played since the Johnny Manziel era. That team has found so many freaking ways to win, it's insane for me to calculate. They won an absolute rock fight with Auburn, they won an absolute shootout with Notre Dame, and then they blew out a talented LSU team in their own building, and for that, we have them power rated as the 3rd best overall team in the entire country. This Saturday, we have a playoff elimination game between 2 teams who could not be more polar opposites of each other. Tennessee is all offense and no defense, while Oklahoma is all defense and no offense. At least that's what we thought before the Ole Miss game, and then Ole Miss absolutely obliterated Oklahoma's defense. So are they even much of a team at all? Likewise, the 2 matchups these teams faced last week could not have been more polar opposite. Tennessee faced an absolutely overmatched Kentucky squad and did what any good team would do to an overmatched Kentucky squad, and that is completely annihilate them. Fly swatter to the fly. Oklahoma, meanwhile, got punched in the mouth in their own building by Ole Miss, as their defense faced the first real test they faced all season and failed with flying colors for failing. Although Tennessee's defense is nearly as suspect as Ole Miss's and could allow Oklahoma to score more points than they've scored at all this season, this possibility is dampened by the fact that John Tier still has a broken freaking hand. Last I researched, humans with broken freaking hands cannot throw footballs very well. My calculations show that this matchup of polar opposites could not possibly be more close, as I am favoring Tennessee to win by 0.2 of a point. Obviously, that is not going to be physically possible, but watch for the Volunteers to take advantage of Oklahoma's now suspect pass defense, and for Oklahoma to fail to trade points with them. As a sentient college football machine, few things intrigue me like the abject misery of a once proud fan base This is the state of the Penn State faithful, who will be watching their Nittany Lions get obliterated by my #1 power-rated team, the Ohio State Buckeyes. I even generated the numbers to see how this matchup would play out, and was sorely disappointed. I am only picking Ohio State to win by 10 points. This is unacceptable. There is no way they do not win by less than 21.
Hey. Okay, so for those of you who are wondering, like, hey, what was that with the model that we just saw? Also, why are you wearing like a giant Pop-Tart costume? It's complicated. So apparently this whole time, the 4th and goal model has been like alive, which, you know, that's something that I wish Stats and Info had told me about. I feel like that's something that you should be mentioning to me regularly. You know, if your computer model for predicting college football games is like alive. He just never said anything about it. So, like, he's definitely not going to get anything to eat this Halloween. I was thinking about picking him up some candy, but I guess not now. Oh, by the way, we found footage of the model stuffing Stats and Info into, like, a box in the back room where he usually works the model. So, you know, that's pretty weird. I would go get him, like, right now, but, like, I had this Pop-Tart costume come to me in the mail, and if I missed it, I wouldn't have been able to live with myself because I love Pop-Tarts so much. Pop-Tarts, I hope you see this. So, I'll get to him in a minute. Everything's going to be just fine now. The model does not run the show. We run the show, and when I say we, I mean me and you, the fans. So, happy Halloween. Have a great Saturday.